What do you mean? We had an investor who agreed to fund the project, but he changed his mind about a year into development. He stopped giving us money, so we had to halt the construction. We could have tried suing him for breach of contract, but, well, we didn't want to fight a lord. Why did he change his mind? Sherwood sighed. Because I couldn't cure his daughter's madness. In other words, Sherwood had gotten a parent of one of the inmates to invest in his mega project, but the investor called the deal off because his daughter hadn't recovered from her madness after a year. What happened to the daughter then? Was she moved to another madhouse? Or had she perhaps... Commander, please forgive us! Oriel Sherwood's shaky voice interrupted his thoughts. I can improve the potions! I'm already making some progress from observing the inmates who develop psychosis. I'm sure I can... No, forget it. I'll stop making them! I promise I'll stop making them!
Can we trust her?
I don't know. It's a rabbit hole of conspiracy here. Colton Sherwood's explanation was quite convincing. I don't know. Maybe, well, yeah, it was kind of convincing. But anyway, maybe they really were just making potions for the inmates.
But then they were trying to sell them the job.
Oh yeah, they were. If it was true that the inmates' conditions could deteriorate without magic, giving them potions, even artificial ones, would certainly be the right thing to do. Trying to sell the potions to Lord Godwin was wrong. We agree that part was wrong. But Aiden could sympathize with their intentions. But Aiden couldn't let himself be confused by these criminals. He had a mission, and that mission didn't include listening to whatever excuses these criminals came up with to avoid paying for their crimes. The king had already made his judgment. All Aiden had to do was deliver it. Prepare them for execution, he declared to the other dragoons.
What?
Yelped the female underling.
What do you mean by execute?
Aiden ignored her. There's no point talking to a criminal.
Commander, are you seriously going to kill all of them?
We'll start with Colton Sherwood, Oriel Sherwood. Aiden started giving out instructions. And this woman.
Wow, Joff better get them.
I know. Keep running, Joff. Oh, there's a sad picture from the beginning of the chapter. The dragoons had the 3 convicts kneel a few paces in front of the commander and 2 other dragoons. Behind them, the other convicts watched in horror, some weeping quietly, but none of them dared to utter a single word. This makes you think a Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, Esmeralda on the wooden thing, and she was about to get burned.
Oh,
anyway. Yeah. See. Mr. Sherwood, Aiden said, I would ask you if you had any last words, but I think I've given you more than enough time to speak your mind. And it wouldn't matter what else he said at this point. Aiden aimed his hand at the ground, under Colton Sherwood's knees. The convict closed his eyes, but if he hoped it would calm him down, his face proved it wasn't working. Suddenly, Aiden heard a shout.
Wolf.
Oh, thank you, Joff, for intervening. You came just in the nick of time. Lord Godwin wasn't his usual calm, composed self, who never let his emotions show. He fumed like an enraged beast. Aiden was sick of hearing this argument. They're guilty, therefore we will execute them. Joff's right, Wolf. Johann Poe ran up behind the Lord. He must have been slower than Joff. See, gasping for air as soon as he stopped.
Poor Poe.
Well, my orders are to execute them. What do you intend to do about it? Fight me?
If I have to, yes.
The Lord bellowed. You can't win, my lord. With a battle cry, Joff lurched forward. The 2 dragoons beside Aiden tried to intercept the young lord, but the commander stopped them.
This is a fight between men.
That's Lord God. Oh, is that you?
Oh, that's not me.
Oh, I thought.
But I've announced myself.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'll just do it. That's Lord Godwin.
I think he's too angry.
Nobody is to harm him. You're right, you're right. As soon as Joff got close enough, he cast a magic spell.
I'll say it's Earth.
Oh, cool. A cloud of rocks appeared in the air and rained down on the trio of dragoons, but they avoided them as if they were nothing. Joff got ready to follow up with another attack, but just as he pulled his arm back, the dragoon commander sprang right in front of him and pressed a hand to the Lord's chest.
Oh, is he gonna freeze him in ice?
Before he could so much as blink, Joff was encased in a block of ice. You were right. Not wanting to harm the young lord, Aiden released the spell almost immediately.
This also reminds me of Janice. Or Janice got frozen.
Yeah. The ice melted. Joff fell to the ground. Aiden signaled a dragoon who had been standing guard a little farther down the line to come help the lord up and restrain him. Satisfied, Aiden turned to the professor. You're not that stupid, are you? Johan's only answer came as a glare, so Aiden said, Good. Aiden was just about to begin the execution when another shout interrupted him.
Janice?
Or Drake?
Oh no, yeah, it's Drake.
Don't arrest Mr. and Mrs. Sherwood! It was followed by more shouting.
Oh, so all the kids rebelling?
The children come up behind him. Angry mom style. You can't arrest them!
I mean, if they all start using their magic...
I guess so, and they can't harm kids. It was the boy who escaped the madhouse recently.
I should lead them.
In charge! Drake, Aiden remembered his name. The boy's body shook and his face looked like it was on the verge of tears, but he forced himself to yell. Mr. and Mrs. Sherwood are really good to us! There! He stopped abruptly when he spotted the three people on their knees. Why? What are you going to do to them? Are you going to kill them? That prompted even more yelling. The children cried. Oh, do you want to be the children?
You could be the children.
Don't kill Mr. and Mrs. Sherwood! Don't kill Miss Polidori. Wait, why am I the kid? Sorry.
You're
the kid
it sounds good.
Don't kill Miss Polidori. They're good people. Aiden couldn't make out what else they were saying, but he understood that they were pleading for him to spare the criminals' lives. As if Aiden could do that. Can't you hear the children? The professor said. If those people were really as evil as you claim, would the children try to defend them?
They're kind of unaware of it.
I guess so, yeah. It sounds like it started off as good intentions at the beginning of the game, but then as we got deeper and deeper, it's like, it's getting a little shady. So now it's like the kids are slightly confused, and then it's like, yeah, I don't know. I wonder how it's gonna go. Let's see. The potions may be dangerous, but... Well, let's say they are dangerous. But is execution really necessary?
I agree with that one.
Yeah, they could just have sentenced them to, like, years in jail. Like, a lifetime in jail, or 5 or 10 years in jail. Not, like, off with your head. Is it not enough to just lock them in prison? No, Aiden responded. It's not enough. Aiden's being stubborn for a cop. Well, now the next sentence makes sense why he's being stubborn. The king's orders were absolute. These are criminals who have no regard for human lives. If their illegal potions reached the market, they would put everybody in danger. Yes, the king had said as much. It wasn't enough just to stop the syndicate. They had to make examples of these people to deter future criminals from trying to do the same. By executing them, the government would send a strong message to the world that artificial mana potions that put people's lives in danger would never be tolerated. Let it be known that there would be no mercy for people who try to exploit others' lives just to make some profit. You said it yourself, Professor. You're certain that these potions are dangerous. We can't let this happen, now or in the future. Locking them in prison would only temporarily solve the problem. Only by killing them can we save our young people. I thought that was narration. That was him talking. Young, innocent Overturians or a few criminals' lives. It's not hard to see which is more important. Apparently Johann Poe had nothing more to say because he just looked away, gritting his teeth. Lord Godwin kept trying to break free from his restraints, but he was helpless. Poe, use your magic or something. See, the children continued to protest, but it was all they could do. Aiden told some dragoons to keep the children away. He cast a spell. A huge wall of rock sprang from the earth, separating the children from the rest. Aiden didn't want them to witness the execution. Their shouting got even louder in response, but that didn't bother him. He only had his duty in mind. You're first, Mr. Sherwood. Aiden directed his attention to the alienist, who had started quietly shedding tears. The commander raised his hand in front of Colton Sherwood. This man was a criminal, Aiden told himself. He knowingly put the lives of children in danger, Aiden reminded himself. He deserves to die.
Oh gosh.
Oh! Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. See, Sherwood let out a sudden scream, but it only lasted a moment. Poor Sherwood. Now Oriel's gonna be a widow.
Well, not for long.
Oh, yeah, I guess not for long, because she's next. However, it was replaced by screams from the two women beside him and some people behind them. Blood spurted from the hole in Sherwood's chest, and more trickled down the massive spike of rock impaling his back, slowly, like raindrops on a window, until it reached the ground and stained the earth red.